Okay, in the previous step we learned how we can use lists in our C# code. In this step we want to learn how we can use dictionary in the C# code. For example, a list or array, it doesn't matter. For example, public um, game object array objects. Okay. In the past, we said for having access to each elements of this array, we should know the index of that element and the ID of that element. For example, start. I wanna say let's print the name of object name of number 19. Okay, and it will be something like this: objects 19 dot name. For example, it will be something like this: objects. Yeah, it will be something like this. In fact, we should know what is the index of that specific object in the array. So if we are not in the hierarchy of the editor, we should check the name of each element of this array one by one and find that object. Or for example, if we want to check, okay, let's find an object which is named sun, okay, in our objects. Let's check one by one of these elements, or with any kind of solutions for finding an object in the array. But if we use this guy in a different way, let's remove this and let's remove this. We will say public dictionary. Here in the dictionary, we can even define key and parameters separately. Look at this. T key and T value. I say a string as a key and a game object as a value. I said objects. Now let's make an object for this guy, dictionary, and this. Now it is ready. Now we can use this guy in a different way. In the list, we should say objects.add and add that value we want. For example, game object. We already defined game object. Objects.add, inside the parentheses, which we put the object of that target object we want to add to the list. But in dictionary, it is some 50% the same. But we say objects dot add. Here we should define two parameters. Look at this: string key, string and game object value. Let's say sun and our game object. For example, it can be anything. Look at this: public game object sun, something like this, and public game object light. Okay, we can add this object here with a specific name, light, and here light. It can be any name, for example, sun in our scene or light in the room. It can be anything. What matter is you can define a specific name for each element of dictionary. It will be useful for saving the informations of characters in the scene or a multiplayer scene. You can say, okay, this is the score of user A, user B a score, user C a score, so we can have the access of these parameters only by searching the name. Just that. How we can search? For example, we can say okay, name is objects. In the array or list, after object we should add only the index number as an integer of that element in the array or list. But here we can add the name of it. That's it. Let's come back to the Unity editor and test this solution with together. For example, part 33. Excuse me. Add direction light here, and let's add a light, point light, for example. That's it. As you can see, the dictionary here, it is public, but here on inspector it's not visible. We can't see it. Look at this. Name is direction light. It put the sun inside the element of sun is sun in our scene, and put the light inside this element, and now showed us the sun is sun in our scene. You know, it is really easy to use whenever we want to put objects with their own specific names, and it is easy to have access to them. Also, we can have objects dot clear as well, and also objects dot count. It is exactly the same, you know. Oh no, sorry, it can be as a variable, integer x, something like this. You know, you can do anything you want, but what matters is, for finding a specific object, you can call the name. That's it. Let's go to the next step.